chat rolls in. Stories fly and the night begins. Some talk steak, some talk life. Some just trying to get it right. Names on the screen, but it feels real close. Laughing easy like we're all on the porch. Different roads, but we meet right here. Pull up a chair, we're already there. Target prime rib, come on in. Riblets gather, let the talk begin. Laugh a little, say what it is. Ain't no pressure here in this carnivore keto. However you roll, we're just talking live and feeding the soul. Ain't about perfect, just where you're at. We're all hanging out, chewing the fat. Come on back, chewing the fat.
Hey, fellow riblets, it's Tom from Target Prime Rib. Hey, how you guys doing? I see that Desserae put her channel into the chats. I'm going to switch places with it, Desserae, okay, and go on this side, so that way we can put the comments in, and we don't have to we don't cover your face when we do it. So, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
You can hear me, okay?
I can hear you, but you are a little soft, so I don't know if there's a way to I mean, either you just start yelling or whatever you want to do. So we got a few people in the chats. I know I told you there's only one.
How about I bump it up? Now can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Like
I just needed to tell my lungs to go up a level.
Right. Like from Sister Act when you like hit that diaphragm and to get the range going out more, you know. So yeah, I'm a nerd. I saw Sister Act when I was younger. So I know I told you before that Just Jerry was the only one that was in, but we did have a few people join us. So so I want to give a shout out to Just Jerry. Hey Jerry, how you doing? And yep, you got there just in time. And she said, "Let's go." And my guess is Jerry's probably at work, but and then we got Faith, Fuel, and Footsteps. I'm not really sure who that is, but I'm glad that you like the country music. And of course, we got Jonathan, Carnivore Muscles here, and congratulations on winning the your competition there, Jonathan. You're well deserved. And then we have Smoothie. And hey, Smoothie, how you doing? And I love chewing the fat. That's so perfect. Thank you, Carnivore. Wayne, if I'm not mistaken, too, I think it's your birthday today, too. I think that's what we said. That was what was said in Mitch's channel today. So happy birthday, Wayne. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that it was acknowledged that it's your birthday today. And if it is, how old, like, if you don't mind us asking, how old are you today? And we got Carnivore Uncut. Hey, Carnivore Uncut. I saw that you actually do lives as well on Instagram, so that's kind of cool. And speaking of Instagram, let's just check something out real quick. We actually have somebody on Instagram watching, Missy H. Price. Hey, Missy, I think she's somebody I went to high school with. Matter of fact, I know she's somebody I went to high school with. So I hope you enjoy the show and everything. So what brings you here, Desserae? No, just kidding. Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Yes. I'll try not to let it get the best of me, but there's a video lag. And I'm like, okay, is it my turn? Is it not? Like, you're fine, but I keep freezing. So I don't know if that's happening for other people. But I just did go over, I streamed it to my channel, and I was just kind of looking there to make sure that everything looks smooth. And then, of course, I'll watch for chats and stuff should anything come in on my channel, but not likely, but I will kind of watch from time to time.
Yeah.
So with that
I'll be able to tell you if anybody's coming in from your channel, because Whenever it
Oh,
comes on StreamYard, your channel will show a
okay.
paperclip in the comments for each person that
Oh,
comes in. So I'll know if they're coming from you or if they're coming from me. Right now, I haven't seen the paperclip. They're all coming from my channel. But if I see a
right.
paperclip,
Yeah.
then I know that's coming from you.
Very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Tom, thank you for having me.
Mhm.
This is I think I have to say that this is my third interview now.
Okay.
My first one was with Dr. KILTZ. And then I had like an impromptu interview on Grandma Barbara's channel. And now I have this more of a formal interview with you, Tom.
Okay,
So
formal.
it's, yeah, it's just it's so great to be welcoming, and yes, for everybody that's watching, for those of you that maybe put something in the chat, some of you I know, or I know of you, like I've heard the name Smoothie before. Of course, Jonathan's here. No H, no H. I remember now. We've got Kurt here, which I believe is with a C, with a C. um, and Jerry and a few others. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Much appreciated. But so the reason I'm here is I am exploring, I'm exploring carnivore. And the reason why I'm exploring carnivore is a year ago in January, we met with a fertility clinic who didn't really, I don't want to say that she didn't diagnose me with something. It's just pretty much unexplained. So she just said that my anti-Müllerian hormone, if I'm saying that correctly, my AMH is very, very low. And my follicle stimulating hormone, my FSH, is elevated, which would indicate that I might not be ovulating. And that could actually be the reason why I'm not getting pregnant. But other than that, we don't know. We don't know. There's nothing else that really stood out to them other than the fact that I have this really large fibroid, which the fertility clinic at that time said there's a lot of women who get pregnant with cysts or fibroids, and it's not that big of a deal. You know, they would recommend that it be taken out, but because of my age, we just didn't really have time to do that. So it was more important to move forward with the fertility treatments, get as many eggs out of me as possible, and then hopefully be able to do one cycle. I don't know if there'll be any more, but that was kind of how this all started. So my husband and I have been together for like 10 years. Didn't really like commit to having children. It kind of, I mean, it would come up and we're just kind of like, if it happens, it happens, you know? And then 2 years ago in February, we decided to get married. And so when we decided to get married, that's when he said, I really want to have children. And I'm like, well, if I'm deciding to get married at this age, then sure, let's do it. Let's have kids. And that's when we actually started trying then to conceive, and nothing was ever happening. And so that's what landed us into that very first fertility clinic. While they were nice and they shed light on the fibroid, again, that initial diagnosis of unexplained just didn't really make a lot of sense to us. You know, it's like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what you want me to, I don't know what you want me to do, how to fix it, you know? So that was in January. At the time, I was still working and I was a software trainer. So I do a lot of live trainings, got to study, do some live trainings to teach clients how to maneuver the new software program that they have. Now, I'm fairly new to this job. I'd only been there for a year and change. So, well, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure if it was a full 2 years yet, but I'm still new and I'm still learning a lot. And so my partner, Dan, at work, we share the load. So we split it half and half. Well, in February, he unexpectedly had a stroke and ultimately passed away from that. So I have all this fertility stuff that we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be starting. And now I've lost my partner at work. So now I have to do all this extra studying to prepare for these 2 live training sessions that we have coming up. One was going to be in I think it was like the first week of March. And then the other one was going to be in like May, June area. It was so much. It was so much. I told my husband, I said, I can't do the fertility stuff and do this. Like I have to focus on one or the other. And of course, for anybody that might be watching, if you've ever gone through IVF, in vitro fertilization, or IUI, or other assistance for pregnancy, you would know the first thing they're going to tell you is you need to limit your stress. Bring your stress down, because stress is so vital and so important to being able to conceive. There was just no way that was going to happen for me. So we tabled all of that, which that also meant I was walking away from that very first fertility clinic. When we met them in January and they did all the tests, they told us at that time that we needed to get as many eggs as possible, and we had to rush getting as many eggs as possible, because as soon as I turn 44, they can no longer have me as a patient at that particular clinic. That's where the majority of the stress came from. I recognize that I'm older. At that time, I was 43, obviously, but I'm just thinking, I don't know how this is going to work. There's only so many cycles that I can do. And I did a lot of research on the medications, and some of those medications can make you very drowsy, which is not something I can take on right now because I need to be operating on all cylinders for my job. So we just had to cut ties. And that was disappointing, but I always try to look at my life and look at things that happen in my life. And I say, okay, so that was a setback, but what's the positive to that? And even though I didn't really know at that time what the positive was, I figured something has to come of that. During this time, I was still doing my acupuncture for fertility. And my local acupuncturist said, have you ever heard of CNY? I really think you should give them a call. And I thought, well, I don't know. I have heard of them. And I had a friend who went there and she didn't have luck. And I think sometimes when you don't have luck, you just kind of take on a bit more negativity about the entire situation. I'm not her, so I wasn't in her shoes. So I have no idea what happened, but she was telling me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And my acupuncturist is like, no, you should. So I did decide that I didn't really have any other option and that I would need to at least give CNY a try. And so in June last year, I had my first consultation with them. That's the first time I really heard the name Dr. KILTZ, whoever that strange person is. I heard about Dr. KILTZ. And after that consultation, there were some things with me that kind of needed to level out. All of a sudden, I start to do this and my cycles are not being normal. I'm missing them, or they're being really short, or then they're being really long. And I'm just like, what is going on? Everything was fine up until this point. So why now am I having these difficulties with my regular cycles? So I'm putting it off and I'm putting it off and I'm putting it off. Well, in November, I called CNY and I said, you guys, I don't know what to do. I've gone like 40 days without a cycle. I don't know what to do. So I just don't know what to do. Is there a way we can make this happen? Because to start an IVF cycle, I need to actually start my cycle and then the days count from there. So they said, you know what? Don't worry about it. We can do a no menses egg retrieval. It's fine. Just if you get to day 45, call us and we'll just move forward. Okay. So like 2 days later, my cycle came and it's a Friday. I'm like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? So I call them up right away and they're like, do you have all of your meds? And I'm thinking, no, I don't have any of my meds. Like I'm supposed to have meds. Like and so I've already messed up again. So now I'm thinking, oh boy, now here we have another setback. But it was like, well, let's just move forward. We have to move forward. I can't keep delaying this. I'm 44 now. We got to go. So we decided to go. We scheduled my egg retrieval in December. It was December 17th of 2025. We drove to Colorado Springs and stayed there for a couple of days. I had the procedure, which was they have to put you under for the egg retrieval. And I've never had that done before. So that was kind of a new experience for me. And they put me under and then they woke me up when it was all over with. And this nurse is rubbing my leg. For me, they were so sweet. They were so sweet there. I love that clinic. She's rubbing my leg and she's like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, good. And she's like, well, I have some news. And I go, okay, how did it go? And she goes, well, I'm so sorry, but there were no eggs. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean there's no eggs? Like I planned for a lot of different scenarios. I planned for just getting like maybe 4 or 5 eggs and they die, or 4 or 5 eggs and only half of them survive, or 2 or 3 eggs and only 1 survives, and then it gets fertilized and then it dies, So I've done all of this research and I'm thinking about all of these things of like, okay, this is what could happen, just so that like when I get that news, I'm ready to pick myself up and move on. It's kind of like riding a bicycle. There's a good chance you're going to fall. Don't be scared. It's okay. Just fall, wipe the gravel off of your knees, get back up and go again. So that was where I was mentally preparing myself, was just to maintain my positive attitude and be excited about it and just let it happen the way that it's supposed to happen. But no eggs, like none, not one. I don't know what to do with that. So another setback. I don't know what to do with that. And my husband and I left that clinic thinking, is this the end? Am I not going to have children? Because we tried IVF and they got no eggs. So I just didn't know what to think about that. And I told him, I said, I know it's a lot of money, but I want to try again. I just want to try again. I just feel like it can't be the end. I'm 44. I know, but this just can't be the end for us. And without hesitation, he said, yes, we'll try again. And he said, but are you ready to quit your job? A job is something for some people, and maybe for me, it defined me. I don't know, I love people. I love talking with people. I love being a part of this group and just feeling so welcome and loved. Everybody has been so nice. And just the thought, just quitting my job, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit at home all by myself. And that's not good, because I do battle depression. And so it's not good to really sit at home by myself. But my husband was like, you have to, he's like, you have to reduce your stress. Your job is a big point of stress in our lives right now. He said, look, it doesn't have to be permanent, let's just try it. Let's just try it. What do we have to lose, right? He said, financially, we'll be okay. He goes, it's all up here, the secret. It's all up here. We're going to be okay. And I go, okay, I'll quit my job, but I want to try carnivore. He kind of looks at me like, I don't know if that's healthy, you know? And he was a little skeptical, but he said, well, and I go, but what do I have to lose? Like, I was eating the broccoli and taking all the supplements and doing all the things, and I didn't get pregnant. The vitamin D, the fish oils, the magnesium, the NAC. I mean, go on and on and on. I'm taking hundreds of dollars in supplements, and that didn't work. So why don't I try carnivore? So that Friday, well, actually it was that Monday, I think it was December 20th, I went ahead and turned in my notice, worked my full 2 weeks. My last day was January 2nd of 2026. And at that moment, I really kicked up watching Dr. KILTZ. So before then, excuse me, I was just watching like his Sundays, because he had the Fertile Fireside Chat on Sundays. So I was watching those on Sundays, and that's kind of like got me like started, you know. And Dr. KILTZ mentioned during one of those Sundays, he mentioned The Secret. No one in my immediate circle has ever talked about The Secret before. And then I heard it from Dr. KILTZ. And I thought, you have to be kidding me. I mean, to me, that was like a sign that I was going down the right path. You know, because you have setbacks, or you get to a Y intersection and you take a left instead of a right. And when I heard that, I almost started crying, because I couldn't believe it. Like, nobody talks about The Secret. Nobody talks about The Secret from Rhonda Byrne. Nobody talks about what your mind can do, what your mind can manifest into your life, that thoughts become things. You know, there are things in your life that you can't control. And believe me, I've had things in my life that I wasn't able to control. And I don't look at that as, oh, that was The Secret, you know, punishing me. No, it's just, if you want wealth in your life, whether that's through fulfillment of others or money, then think about that. Bring that into your life. You know, we want to have children. These things were not working. So obviously I have some type of barrier or something that was maybe kind of getting in my way. And to be able to attend that Fertile Fireside and have Dr. KILTZ talk about The Secret, I just thought, oh my gosh, here we go. I think I'm on the right path. Now, I'm still a little skeptical. Like, I'm believing in him, in his mission and what he does, but I'm a little skeptical because I don't understand all of the medical jargon. Like, I am very, very green to all of this. So it's very overwhelming to me. And some of the stuff that he talks about, like sugar and plants and toxins and glycocalyx and all these other words that I didn't write down, because I was like, you're going to pronounce them wrong anyway, so don't even go there. But all this stuff, I'm just like, I don't even know what any of this is. And it goes against everything we've been taught, which is like a common theme that I'm hearing like throughout all of this. It's just, it goes against everything that we know. So it's a little weird. But after I quit my job, it was like, well, I have nothing else to do every morning. So I started watching the 5 a.m. For me, Central Standard Time, it was 5 a.m. I started watching his 5 a.m. shows. And these stories are crazy. Like, nobody's going to believe me if I tell them these stories. You really do. You have to hear it for yourself. Like, I can't repeat this stuff. I can't tell someone else's story. On January 26th, I tune in to Dr. KILTZ and his interview with Grandma Barbara. That was the deal breaker. That was the moment I'm like, oh my gosh. She's my Bill Knott. I don't really know how else to say that. And if you know Grandma, if you know Bill Knott, then you understand what I mean by that, but she's my Bill Knott. If she can do this, so can I. And it doesn't matter that our stories are not the same, that we're not on the same path. Even you and me, Tom, like we're not doing this for the same reasons, and there might not be anybody that's watching us today that is on the same path that I'm on, but it's about healing. And for me, there was a lot of healing that I need to do. Like I said, I suffer with depression. That's a whole nother live conversation. But I suffer with depression and I suffer with anxiety, and I do take medications for that. Even right now, just like telling that to you, I can feel my heart just going boom, 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 boom. I'm like, calm down. And my hands are going numb. I can feel it because I'm anxious, and so I do struggle with those things. But there's healing that needs to happen inside of me, so my body obviously is saying, like, I don't think you're ready to grow a baby, there's things that we need to try to repair. And so it's about health and just eating the right things and getting my mind back on track with The Secret. I rolled away from it. I think, and maybe this is just me, but maybe a lot of other people can relate with this too, but it's like, once you conquer something, you're like, yes, I've made it. I've done it. I'm good. You step away from the routine. You step away from that mindset. You step away from all of the things that helped you get there, because I guess you feel like, oh, I'm good now. I've done fine. And what I'm learning through this process is that The Secret and eating nutritionally well, it's something that you have to do to actually maintain your body. And during the last 10 years, it'd be 12 years now, I have gained 120 pounds. So I've gone from being 135, which is more appropriate for my size. I'm only 5'4". I'm not the tallest person in the world, to being 255 pounds. So that comes with a lot of physical pain in my knees, pain in my back. Comes with a lot of stomach issues. So again, all of these things that I could discuss, but I'm gonna bring it right back to the fertility piece of it, because as you said, Thomas, that is the reason why I'm here, is to talk about fertility and what carnivore has been able to do for me. So from January 2nd, and then definitely after January 26th, that's when I hit it hard. That's when I was like, okay, no more carbs, no more sugar. Like, we're going to eat hamburger and turkey and chicken and and all the eggs I can get my paws on. I have 3 egg dealers. I'm in plentiful when it comes to eggs, and I love my eggs so much, and I love them in all the ways as well. I hit it really hard. I lost, so let's see, I was 255. I got down to 232 and a half. Was the lowest. Not today. That is a cute shirt. I lost, 223 and a half was the lowest that I weighed myself. Maybe I lost more than that. I don't know, but that was really all I had lost in that 90 days that I was doing carnivore. So on March 20th, we drive our little car all the way to Colorado Springs for our next egg retrieval. And Josh, my husband, he's like, how are you feeling? I said, I don't know. Calm, I guess. I said, I feel like I should be nervous, but I'm not. I just feel, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I didn't have any emotion. I was just kind of like neutral. Maybe I was in a good place, compared to how I am now with numb hands and a palpitating heart. So we go in there, we do the procedure again. This time, of course, I know what to expect. So it's a lot of fun. And I'm a chirper. The whole time. And I remember asking them, I said, I don't know if it's working. Like, how do you know when the and I can't say this word, anesthetic, I'm word challenged. I'm like, how do you know when it works? And I'm like, let me guess, when I stop talking. I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember anything. So I wake up and it's the same nurse. And she's like, how are you feeling? This time she was not rubbing my leg. And I said, I feel good. I feel a little groggy, a little bit groggier than last time. And she goes, we got one egg. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yep. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's huge. Like one egg. I mean, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm just like, thank you. Oh my goodness. Now, again, I've prepared for all the scenarios, right? It's going to die. It's not going to fertilize. It's, oh God, or they're going to do the implantation and then I'm going to miscarry. So, okay. So I know all these things, right? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm on cloud 9. I got an egg. That's all I care about. And so I leave and I get to the waiting room and Josh is like, how did it go? And I said, I got an egg. Like, there's one egg. And I'm so excited and I'm still like weird from this like medicine. We're getting ready to leave and Josh pushes the button for the elevator to go down. And I'm like, wait. And I run to the nurse and I'm like, how much? And I give her a hug and I'm like, keep my little egg safe. Just keep it safe. And she's laughing and my husband's like, okay, dear, he's like, we need to go. People are listening. And I turn and in the waiting room are like these 3 dads or husbands or whatever, like waiting for their partner, or wife, who's going through I'm assuming a similar procedure. I don't know. I think I totally like embarrassed myself. Oh, well, I don't know. I got one egg. So I was super, super excited. All right. So we go back to the hotel. And of course I need to rest because it does. Anybody that might be going through IVF, if you are watching this, take my word for it. When they say go back to the hotel and rest the rest of the day, yes, because those pain medications are still like working. And so you think you're okay. Trust me, you are not okay. You're not okay. I thought come kind of the evening I was doing better. So I was up and kind of walking around and we went for a little drive. And the next day I totally paid for it. I was really, really hurting and very swollen. So take my advice, do not do it. Well, while we were out driving around, we got I confirmed with CNY that they took extra like ultrasound imaging of my fibroid. So thank goodness I've been joining the Fertile Fireside chats on Sundays with Dr. KILTZ. And I also joined the KILTZ Mighty Tribe. So on a Monday, I was visiting with him about my fibroid and just kind of seeking some guidance on, maybe what to do with it. And he offered up his phone number and told me to call him and that we would discuss. And I did. I called him. We discussed. He said, make sure that they take extra imaging of your fibroid and then let me know when that's done. So on Friday, we let him know that it was done. And then on Saturday, the fertility clinic called me, and they said that the egg that was retrieved was successfully fertilized with Josh's sperm, because he's good. He has no issues. And we now have an embryo that is developing very well. It looks very, very healthy from their perspective. Again, I'm like, what? I'm so excited. I can't even believe it, that we now have an embryo that was successfully fertilized and looks at this phase very healthy. So I messaged Dr. KILTZ again, and then he called us and he said, okay, on Monday, you're going back in for the transfer, right? And I said, yes, we're doing a fresh embryo transfer. He said, don't do it. He goes, freeze the embryo. You have a beautiful embryo, freeze it. Get that fibroid out. Get it out. He goes, I know that some people can get pregnant and hold a pregnancy and have fibroids, but he said, yours is so large, you need to get it out. So I'm like, okay. And I said, I'll call the clinic back and I'll tell them to cancel for Monday and freeze the embryo. And he said, nope, I'll handle it. So Dr. KILTZ handled it. And Josh and I, we already had our hotel reservations done and we couldn't cancel them. So we just took that next day and went to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo and walked around. That was fun. And then we came home and we scheduled my abdominal myomectomy for May 19th. And so I had at 44 years old, I had my very first surgery. I've never had surgery before in my life. Never had braces, never broke a bone. I do wear glasses from time to time just to kind of help me see a little bit better on the computer screens. But other than that, I'm I'm very, very lucky. I'm very, very lucky. So I had my surgery, and then 6 weeks after that, I had my follow-up appointment with my doctor, my OBGYN, and she said my incision looks really good. There's no infection. It healed really well. I can see it really good now, which is crazy. Before I couldn't because I was kind of swollen, but now I can see it, and it's about 6 inches, maybe 6.5 inches across my belly. They call it a bikini line incision. So because my fibroid was 11 centimeters, like the size of a grapefruit, they had to open up my abdomen, pull my uterus out completely. And then my specific type of fibroid was, and I'm not good with this word either, intramuscular. And am I saying that right? Intramuscular. It was in the muscle. So she had to actually cut the muscle of my uterus to pull that out and then tie it all back together and then put it on in. So, so for 6 weeks, I couldn't really do a whole lot, but I'm doing fantastic now. I'm back to walking an hour a day. And I'm not full carnivore like I was before, because of course we got our embryo. So I was like, oh, yay, and we went back to eating some other things. But I'm learning now through this experience, dabbling in some of the other foods that I used to eat or drink, like a Dr. Pepper or a bag of chips or bread. I'm actually feeling what my body feels like when I eat those things. And then the food noise. Oh my gosh. When you bring that stuff back into your life, the food noise just right back on. And so it's just crazy. I have never been so in tune with my body before. I've just never, I don't know. I've always felt kind of sick. I've always had gut issues. I've always had headaches. I've always been really itchy with allergies. I've always had dandruff on my scalp. You know, I've always had these things. Like, that's just my normal life. But to realize what it's like to not have those things and then to have it come back, it's like you receive that message in a whole different perspective, like through a whole different lens. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That does not feel good. And I think that it's a big lesson that my body needed. So we are, we're like 7 weeks now or 8 weeks now post-surgery. While I look good and I feel good, the uterine muscle still needs to fully heal. And that's going to take a full 6 months. Dr. KILTZ says 4 months, but my OBGYN says, no, we're not doing that. You have to wait the full 6. So I'm just like, all right, fine, whatever. So 6 months from now is going to be November 19th. And so at that time, I will start like really kind of watching or expecting when my cycle is going to start, and just be in touch with the fertility clinic, CNY. Probably come November, so that I'm prepared with, you know, what medications do I need to be doing beforehand? What do I do after my cycle starts? Like, you know, and just kind of familiarizing myself with everything I need to do. And I'm expecting in December, we'll do that. They'll unfreeze that embryo. They'll do the transfer. And if I've done the math, little baby will be here 9/9 of 2027. That is not going to be the date. I'll tell you that, because my doctor, because of the type of surgery that I had, in the cut into that muscle was so significant that she does not want me going into labor on my own. So I'll be having a cesarean section, and probably around 37 weeks. I'd like to go a little bit longer, but she said, again, they cannot risk my body going into premature labor. So they can't risk those contractions. But anyway, so that's my story in a nutshell. It looks like there's been a lot of people that have maybe chimed in since I started talking. So Thomas, I'm going to pass it back to you, and I'm going to go grab something real quick, and I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. All right. So, hey guys, I've been marking different comments and different like compliments and a couple questions. So when Desserae gets back, we'll go into doing that. So, you know, so everything is pretty good today. I'm going to actually put something into the chats because she was talking about Dr. KILTZ, and I thought, what better thing to do but then to show one of the AIs that I made of Dr. KILTZ. So, without further ado, we will. Let me see if I can put it in. Here it is. All right. And you got the volume up. This is the AI video I did of Dr. KILTZ a while back, like a couple months. So it's him growing an egg tray. I'm sure some of you guys saw that. But, yeah, you gotta love Dr. KILTZ. Yeah. All right. All right. And and Jonathan says that Dr. KILTZ's arms are a little bit bigger. Hey, you know what? I can't help. It is true. But I can't, you know, I can't tell AI what to do and what not to do, you know. So I still think it made a pretty good likeness on there. So Let's go into some of the questions. All right, actually, let me see. Yeah, Jonathan said good for AI. All right, so the first one is a question from Jonathan. He says, I have 1 centimeter cyst in my brain next to my pineal gland. Any thoughts?
Wow. Jonathan, because you do carnivore too. My only thought would be just playing off of what Dr. KILTZ always says. Plants are poison. And then he says, speaking of cysts, the PCOS, the polycystic ovarian syndrome, he calls that plant created ovarian sickness. So plants would be what would cause that. Now, of course, I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know. And every situation's a little bit different. But now for me, when I think of like cysts, no matter where they occur, I just always think, oh my gosh, plants. I wonder what that person's eating. But I know you are very, very strong in the carnivore community, and you've led by such a great example for so many of us. I just don't know what would be causing that.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Jonathan, but it's not really in my wheelhouse, so I really don't have any thoughts on it either, to tell you the truth.
I love the questions, though.
Yes.
It gets people thinking.
I wish there was more,
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a statement. Carnivore Uncut just subscribed to your channel. So
thank
I
you.
look to see how many subscribers you have right now, but
It was at 82.
Okay.
I lost one somewhere along the way, so I don't know who unsubscribed.
You're going to.
No, I have a very, very small channel. So for anybody that is thinking about subbing to my channel, or maybe you have subbed and you're like, this really isn't for me, I totally get it. I don't post stuff every day. I'm not as good and as structured as some people are with their YouTube channel, but I do try to talk a little bit about for kind of like carnivore and how it helps with fertility and a few things that I'm doing. And of course, I'm so new. I just put up a video about this tallow. I bought a bunch of fat and I was going to try to make tallow. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'll throw some things up there like that. So, if you think that maybe some of my little quirky things that relate to fertility might be beneficial for you or someone that you know, then yes, please subscribe. I just feel obligated to share my story.
Very cool. Yeah, and I put inside the chats, I put Desserae's channel. So if you're over on my side of the planet, you can actually go over to her and give her some love and subscribe to her. Let's see if we can get her to at least 100 people. I want to go more than that, but let's see if we can make the goal. Okay.
And while you're looking for more like questions and comments, I just want to let people know, just because I'm very transparent, I'm not good about watching the chat. I will post some comments here and there, but when I'm doing like a session like this where I'm talking, most of the time I'm just listening. I'm off in my kitchen, wherever. But reading the chat, I have ADHD, so it's hard for me to kind of watch both at the same time. So for anybody that's saying hello to me or doing little shout outs, hopefully Thomas will be catching all of that. So if I don't say something to you, please don't take it the wrong way. I just my attention. I have to try to focus on one thing. Otherwise I forget what I'm saying and forget what I'm doing. So
no problems at all. No problems at all. All right. So Amanda, the carnivore McKenna. I keep having to think about that because it doesn't look like it's spelled McKenna.
Yes.
Desserae, thank you very much for being here today, for sharing your amazing story. So
of course, it's inspirational to see You know, like you've got 2 little boys, and there's Erin who has all of her youngins. It's just, it's encouraging.
Yeah.
Encouraging that I can do it too.
Yes. All right. And then we got Lewis. Des, do you plan on going full carnivore again before you try to get pregnant?
So my intentions today is that I will be moving into that full carnivore prior to the transfer, through my pregnancy, and then post-pregnancy. There's a gal that Dr. KILTZ interviewed a few months ago. I believe she might also be from maybe that London area. I just cannot think of her name at the time, but I followed her channel because she's very big into helping parents navigate a carnivore lifestyle for their children. So it is something that I want to continue doing. And really, Lewis, that was an excellent question. Every day, I start my day with electrolytes. Ignore my hospital cup. It's just handy. And it has a straw, and I love it. So I start my day with electrolytes. I switch between Element, which my husband really likes, and then I'm doing this other one that was a recommendation from Christy at Meeting Wellness, her son. He does the Relight, and so I ordered those, and I actually like those better than the Element. So I start my day with electrolytes, and then every day I have eggs. So speaking of eggs, I did a recording for Jerry's channel, Just Jerry, JSTJERI. I did a recording for her channel. She is doing her 31 days of carnivore recipes, all for the month of July. So I got that video put out earlier today, a couple of hours ago. I got that put up, and I nominated, in case that person did not see it, because I forgot to put it in the comments. But if that person has not seen it, I nominated Bob with Carnivore Talk. So Bob, if you're watching, now you've been warned, unless you already saw it in my comments. But I nominated you to go next. So hopefully you have a recipe that you can share with the entire group tomorrow. Excellent. But yes, so every day is electrolytes, and then my eggs, and then I just take it from there. And I basically eat when I'm hungry. I don't when I'm not. Amy Davis gave me an excellent tip to help curb the hunger sound. Ghrelin. Is that how you pronounce it?
Ghrelin, yep.
Ghrelin, okay. Bob Cook was like, it's ghrelin, it's the hunger hormone. And I'm like, what is that? But yes, so I use cold butter, salted butter, to help curb that at night, because I'm a closet eater. And so at night I'll get up out of bed and eat cereal, eat bread, just eat whatever, because it comforts me, and then I can go back to sleep. So I've had to eat a lot of butter to try to curb that hunger noise away from me. But those are the things that I'm kind of living by now. That's my base. Again, I do from time to time still have some other stuff. You know, my great aunt was here, and so I made some potatoes for her. I had one little like square of potato. I had a half of a plum. So I am having a few things here and there, and just trying to listen to my body and realize what works and what doesn't work, you know? Could I maybe have a few fruits and vegetables? Okay, maybe. But I want to be back 100% carnivore before my transfer. Oh, and another reason. Oh, what is that other doctor? I should have wrote these names down. There's another doctor. I cannot think of her name. And I believe she's also from like England area. She says morning sickness. Why during pregnancy we have morning sickness? It's because of what we're eating. So if you eat carnivore, you're not going to have morning sickness.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm going to try it. Again, what do I have to lose?
That's
so,
true.
Yes, Lewis. We're going there. Carnivore again.
Okay. All right. Papa Carnivore is saying that your story is exciting. That's an exciting story.
Thank you, Peter.
All right. And then he asked the question, how much weight have you lost since you were 255 pounds?
Yeah, so 255, and then I was down to 223 and a half. So 20? I can't do math.
Okay.
I'm terrible. So that was my lowest. Now I'm back up to 230 now, and I'm working on trying to get that back down. Because I couldn't do a whole lot, and I couldn't walk like I was. So I'm back up to 230. So I've gained 6.5 pounds, and now I'm working on trying to get that down again. So I weighed myself today just to say, I was like, I'm under 230 again, but no. It'd be that half a piece of bread I ate the other day with my aunt.
It's possible.
Oh, also, Peter, if I eat, so I'm learning now, like I'm truly learning how my body behaves to these things. I made myself a pork burrito. Like I just took like shredded pork with some cheese, and then I wrapped it in a tortilla shell because we had tortilla shells. So I thought, oh, this isn't going to hurt anything. I put weight on, but I also do eat a lot of cheese. So I think I need to scale back on the cheese a little bit and then see if that would help me drop some weight. So, but anyway, my main goal is inflammation. I got to get that inflammation down so that the baby can grow in a healthy, hospitable environment. And man, if I could lose some weight along the way, oh, how fantastic. That's like the cherry on top. I will say the pain in my knees going up and down stairs, I do not have pain anymore at all since moving to carnivore.
Excellent. All right. So I by this point I don't know what this is meant by, but because of some people. So I'm sure it meant something that was connected to what you were saying before, but it's been a little bit of a while, so I'm not sure really.
Aaron, we just need to talk more. Whatever you got going on, I need it. I need your energy. I need your little kid juju. I need it. I need it.
Her mantra.
So if you can put some of that baby powder, baby dust in a jar and ship it to me, I will take it. I will take it, Aaron.
That's funny. That's funny. So, okay. So, I'm going to hold off on the questions for a second. And today is two things I want to do. If with your permission, and the other one is something I do twice a month. It's actually the middle Wednesday. So it's the 15th today, and on the 15th usually, and then the end of the month, I let YouTube select 5 people to be members of the channel. So we're going to do that now, and so I don't know if that sounds exciting to you or not, but that's what we're doing.
No,
So
do it.
We're going to choose right now. All right, let's see who the winners are.
Good luck to you all.
All right, so Amanda, congratulations, you are now a member. And we also have Sandy Blythe as a member of the channel. And we also got John Together Strong is just received gift membership. And hey, Jonathan just won. And so did Papa Carnivore, just received gift membership from me. So everybody that I know, everybody that I super care about, all just won memberships on the channel. So congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to you 5. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes. All right. So the next thing I was going to do is I just pulled it up. Let me just clear up some spaces here. Let me see if there's anything. Oh, we just have somebody on Instagram. Dinosaur3239362 is on Instagram, and I'm not sure who they are, but welcome. And maybe tell us who you are in the chat. All right. Amanda just said that she's so grateful. So I thought, hey, we have an opportunity here. You just put out your video. So if it's okay with you, since you have it out in the public anyway,
Yeah.
I like to show it here while we're alive. Would that be okay with you?
Yay! The one for Jerry's channel?
Yes. The one for the competition.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I tried to get it down to 2 minutes, but I was like, you got to stop editing. Just get it posted and then prepare for your interview with Thomas.
All right. So let's go to share screen. All right. And then we'll go here. All right. So I got to leave for 1 second, not leave fully, but just leave for 1 second. All right. So we're going to make that bigger. We're going to put the sound back in. Now, was there any music in this or anything?
It's not words, but it's just audio that I grabbed from CapCut. So I don't know if that's going to.
Okay, well, we'll show it still, and hopefully, hopefully that will make a difference.
Okay.
So you ready?
Okay.
All right.
Go.
Oh, that looked good. That looked very good. So I'm going to take that off. Wow. That was good.
I was going to do a voice narration.
Yeah, I do like how you did it without, just the calm music and everything like that. I don't think it's going to be blocked or anything. If YouTube is, let's face facts, they're just idiots. Like what else can I say? Let's not beat around the bush here,
Yeah.
Well,
at least if it does make an issue, would you be able to just go back to the video and then cut that area and just mute the sound?
I might be able to go as far as just turning off the sound, but then it's sort of like, okay, what was the purpose of that? So
yeah.
I don't think it'll make that much of an issue. I think if you did something a little bit more, I mean, it's a popular song, but it's not like rock and popular. If it makes any sense. So let me put the comments back onto the screen for people watching on their TV screen. And Jerry said, thank you for doing that. Jerry, I will do whatever it takes to help other people. And Papa said he loves omelets. Yeah, that's very good. Now, did you use the olive juice like to kind of make it more keto? Is that what the olive juice was
Yes,
about?
I did that intentionally to bring in the keto piece of it. So before, green olives is my secret to my taco meat. When I do my taco meat, this was before, I used the Taco Bell seasoning packets, and then I would add in salsa, just like paste salsa. And
Right.
then I would add in, and it would say like you needed to use like a half a cup of water with the taco packet. I would just use the olive juice instead. And
Oh,
so that was kind of my secret ingredient to like give it a different taste. And so I bring that into my omelets. And this is kind of crazy, but I think people would probably believe me when I say this. When I put the actual whole olive into my omelet, I didn't enjoy it as much. And that's crazy because I love black olives. I love green olives. And so I don't enjoy it as much. So I just haven't been, so that jar of olives has been in my fridge for months. But I just brought in the juice to kind of give it the keto piece of it.
yeah.
And if anybody wants to know some fun facts about olives, check out Carnivore Teacher Alpha, John Laspina.
Right.
Check out his channel. You can also go to my channel, and there's a whole playlist of all of John's little short videos. But he just rolled out a video about olives. It was either today or yesterday. Maybe it was Monday. I don't know. But he just put a video out on olives. So if you're curious why olives are beneficial for you, but then also curious about what they don't tell you about olives, check out John's video. It's really good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we see eye to eye on the olives because I never really cared for olives that much. When I was younger, I have an olive and like I would feel all the all my nose, you know, like sounds disgusting, but everything in my nose would just go up through my eyes and it was just like so sorry. Oh, okay.
But it's
So
just one more thing that I'm getting used to not having. And
yeah,
now to bring it back, it tastes weird.
yeah.
Dr. Pepper. I was a huge Dr. Pepper fan. I
Oh yeah.
love Dr. Pepper. And I ordered one like a week ago. It does not taste the same. It just doesn't taste the same. So
That's true. It's like so much stronger now and everything. So yeah, and funny story with Dr. Pepper. It was actually Dr. Pepper that I was drinking when I went to the hospital and found out I was diabetic. So a little irony there. So Papa Carnivore, tomorrow I'm going to test out my new waffle maker to make chaffle buns for the jumbo beef hot dogs I got at Costco. And then he follows up with, I'm going to use Mitch's recipe to make chaffles, scrambled eggs and shredded cheese, and I think I'm going to add some heavy cream to make them a bit fluffier. Okay. Oh, and then he also has some pork rinds. So
yeah.
that was a 3-part message there, Peter. All right. So next question. Man, Desserae, my daughter just informed me she and her husband have 4 embryos. What does this mean? We just started talking again, and I don't want to overwhelm her. Do you know what this means? I didn't know I didn't know she had a daughter old enough to. Wow.
Right? Amanda looks amazing. So, and this is my understanding and my interpretation of it, because when it comes to all the terminology and stuff, I'm still kind of like all over the place. But when the egg is fertilized with the sperm and the cell development starts to take place, that's what's called an embryo. And so it starts dividing into all these cells, and then it groups together into one big cell. So you may hear terminology where people will say like a blastocyst. Did it make it to that stage? Some people have like 6-cell or 8-cell embryos. I don't quite understand all of it, but I just know that when they look at it through the microscope, these cells, they multiply. And if they're multiplying in a heavy fashion and they're shaped very well, that would be a good grading of an embryo. And then in our case, by the time we got to day 3, which is when we were going to do the transfer, where they put the embryo back into me for implantation and pregnancy, ours was already like kind of ahead of schedule. It had kind of turned into like they call it a compacted marula, where all the individual cells are now merged as one big unit. So that's why they were like, it looks really good. It looks really good. So they had no hesitation on freezing that for us. And then we'll just wait and do the transfer later. And of course, there's a chance when we do the unfreezing that little embryo may not make it, but for right now, it looks pretty good. So that's what is meant by an embryo, the marrying of the egg and the sperm.
Excellent. So I'm going to skip to this one because it's connected to what we were just talking about. So Amanda says, I have a 25-year-old daughter, a 22-year-old daughter, and a 17-year-old daughter, and my 2 sons, 4.5 and 2.5 years old.
Oh,
and I know you have to mention the half because they're 4 and 2. Like anything, like once you hit a certain age, no one wants to hear the half part. It's like who wants to be like I'm 66 and a half years old.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic that you and your daughter are connecting again. And if you ever, have any questions or just want to be like, what does she mean by that? You are absolutely welcome to reach out to me. My email is super easy, Desserae@gmail.com. So if you know how to spell my first name, which is on the screen, Desserae@gmail.com. It's that simple. Just message me. We can exchange phone numbers and we can chat.
Okay, so she's just confirming. So it doesn't mean that she's pregnant yet, basically.
I would, just based off of what you're telling me, I would say that they have the embryos in the little petri dishes. And she maybe hasn't done her transfer yet. That's what I would say. And typically through IVF, they'll only want to transfer like one of those embryos. So your daughter, she may elect to get those embryos tested. Could be for genetics, could be for gender. She may elect to do that. There's grading that also comes with that. But I do want to just express just a little bit of caution about the grading. Don't take any type of grading as negative or better than the comparison, okay? Because it's very subjective. So, I could look at an embryo and give it a really good grade, and then you could look at the embryo and be like, no, I'm going to give it a 2 or a 1 or something, So it can be subjective. Also, the way the embryo is in the dish, what side is showing can give different responses for the person who might be reviewing that. So your daughter, she has 4. So now she has options, which one of those is she going to pick to do her transfer? Hopefully they all survive. If they do, then she'll have to make that decision. And then what makes it even worse is down the road, when she's done having children, if any of those embryos are left over, then she has to make a decision what she's going to do with them. I do not want that decision on my shoulders. But right now I just have 1, so.
Definitely not. Okay, so Jonathan says, my brother was fortunate to have a child in May last year. I know it's a little late, but congratulations on being an uncle. It's one of the best feelings in the world, Jonathan. I won't be able to have one due to my limitations. Can you describe the emotional feelings before, during, after a successful pregnancy?
Oh, wow. The emotional feelings before is really about all I have experience with, because things just haven't really, haven't had the best of luck up until yet. So, but before, it's just for me, because I'm so anxious. I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I don't know what to expect. And then I'm always thinking way ahead. Am I going to be a good mom? Is my child going to love me? What if I can't breastfeed? Oh God, what about having the child? And I have to keep telling myself, you need to calm down. Take one day at a time, Des, one day at a time. Just calm down. Like just take it as it comes. When people say to me, it's the most amazing feeling in the world, when you birth the child, you completely forget about all of the pain that you went through to get to that moment. It's like your life just completely changes. And one of the reasons I want to have a child with my own egg. Again, Josh doesn't have any limitations, so he could probably just go out and pick a different wife if he wants to. But for me, I just wanted to hold the little baby and be able to see myself. And it would have been 15 years ago. About 15 years ago when I turned 30. And I officially made the decision that I wasn't ever going to get married. I wasn't ever going to have children. I just didn't think that it was in the cards for me. My friend had a baby, and I went to the hospital and I held that baby, and I cried because I was like, oh my gosh, I've already made this decision. I'm never going to have this moment. And it was very emotional for me. And I just had to divorce that idea and move on. But I met Josh, and now my whole life has changed. And I think in a way, he was what I needed in this life. You go through so much pain for me emotionally. It was great to find him, and he's such a wonderful partner for me. And, not everybody can have children, and for us, adoption is not an option. And fostering is not an option because we have some different limitations with that we're not able to do those things. But so physically having a child is the only option for us. And all I can hope for in the future, the later part of your questions, like during the pregnancy and after the pregnancy, for me emotionally, all I can hope for is that everybody in this community helps support me along the way with, eating carnivore, eating the right things to help my mental health stay in check and not let me go off the deep end. Don't let me go to that place of where I feel like I'm not worthy, or I'm going to fail, or he's not going to like me. My energy thrives off of other people liking me. So of course I want my children to love me, and I want to be a wonderful mother. And I don't know what that looks like. So I just have to sit back and have a little faith and just hope that it's all going to work out. But you know what? There's going to be a part 2 to this story. Hopefully someday I'll get to share with all of you that I'm pregnant. We made it through the first trimester, which is the miscarriage phase. And then there'll be a part 3 where I have the baby. And those questions, Jonathan, those are the questions that I'm going to be able to answer then. And thank you so much for asking that, because it's important.
Yeah, and let's go even further than that, to actually be able to see the journey of the baby as it grows up, as you get older, when you go through the years and this baby grows up, and we were all part of that, in some way or another, the baby's growth. All right, so we just mark that. All right, so next one again is from Jonathan. He's just saying that, Thomas, the red on the screen is nice for me. I was wearing red today too. The world needs more red. And Jonathan, just to let you know, me And Desiree did not plan this. We did not send each other emails saying, "What color are you wearing today?" So don't think that we did. Actually, I don't know if you guys know or not, but when I originally got my red shirts, now I just grabbed them. I got them to wear on Friday because Friday is, I mentioned this before on a video I did. Friday is Red Shirt Day, and red shirt stands for Return Everyone Deployed. And it's for all the soldiers that are still out overseas that have not been returned home yet. So
That's
technically,
awesome.
technically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to wear a red shirt every Friday, and it's for that particular purpose. So you have a couple people that are in your channel. Sharon Steadfast is actually there, and you actually have Uncle Charlie's there too, and he's asking one of his famous questions:
Oh.
How many times a day does she eat, and what does she eat? Thank you. So I'll allow you to answer that question if you have it, because he
Yeah,
is
so at least twice a day, and it does kind of vary. So you know, I have my electrolytes in the morning, and then I don't have my omelet until sometime after noon. The omelet may happen at noon, it may happen closer to 4 o'clock. I guess just whenever I feel hungry, or if I have to leave the house, I'm like, oh, maybe I better eat before I go so I don't stop somewhere. So yeah, usually my omelet is right around in there, and then I might be hungry again later. So my husband comes home from work and then he wants to eat. And so it's just, I kind of guess I just make something for both of us then. But that's when I'll do like a meat. So a steak or a hamburger or bacon or something like that. We'll do some type of a meat I'll make for him. But we try to not eat past like 8 o'clock. And I'm wanting to have a window. So when I was doing carnivore the first time, as time progressed, I did get to a window. I was eating between 4 and 8. 4 hours, that was it. And then I was fasting the rest of that time. Now, again, I used butter out of the fridge, cold salted butter, to help calm that ghrelin feeling down, because that I don't like feeling hungry. So I would do that. But I will say throughout the day, it's not uncommon that maybe I'll pick up a grass-fed beef stick. I get those Archer ones or the ones from Sam's Club. I like those. I may eat one of those. I may eat a string cheese or two. And of course I share with the dog. Like I eat the whole thing. I also, let's see, what else do I have laying around here?
Yeah.
Oh, I have cottage cheese. So like I said, I do a lot of dairy, which I need to kind of relax on that, but I do a lot of dairy. So that's it, you know. I love my eggs. Oh, hard-boiled eggs, I'll do that too, or I'll make deviled eggs. And I'll pop those into my mouth just to kind of get me to coast by. But yeah, my goal is I'd like to eat just once a day. I've never made it to there yet, but twice a day is the minimum. But I think Dr. Nelson says if you take, even if it's just 2 bites of a jerky stick or a bite of cottage cheese, that is considered like eating a meal, because your gut is not completely emptying out. So I don't know if it's fair for me to really say that I eat twice a day. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Public carnivore. Desserae, my sister got pregnant at age 43 and has a daughter who is now 20 years old.
Oh,
so that means she's 63 now? Is that what you're telling us?
It can
it
can happen. I watch different there's like Facebook pages that I watch, and there's a specific page for 45 and plus, having a baby with your own eggs. So I watched that, and yes, just a couple months ago, there was a lady that had a baby at 51. That's the like oldest that I've seen in that particular group. But they'll just go on there and they'll be like, just so everybody knows, here's my little one. I had her or him at 51. And it just encourages me. Every week there's at least one person that posts in that group. They had a baby, I'll say over the age of 40, because they're in that group. It says 45 plus. There are people who are younger, like me, that are in there. But I knew that, I'd be 45 before I have a baby anyway. Well, at this rate, I'm going to be 46 now, because I'll be 45 in 2 weeks. August 2nd is my 45th birthday. So go me. Hey, and I wanted to say something, Thomas. We were talking about shirts.
Okay.
I was going to showcase it today during your channel, but I don't have it ready. But I am making my own shirts.
Oh, cool.
That are carnivore fertility based shirts. So I already have my designs done. Now I'm just using Canva to kind of get the imaging right and then get it over into Bonfire. So I've got that all set up. It's all ready to go, but I just need to get the images over there. So today is not the day for me to share my Bonfire site with everybody, but I will be making some shirts. Okay. Please know that my YouTube channel is not monetized, and I'm not looking to make a lot of money off of the shirts or anything like that. But
whatever helps.
But because this is a part of my fertility journey, I do want everyone to know, and I'll post this as well. All of my proceeds from those t-shirts is going to go toward my transfer in December. And I'm hoping that I have it in my mind, but I don't know if I can do it. I want to create like a, those website, the GoFundMe pages, how they'll have like a little ticker or a circle that shows like how much to your goal. I would like to do one of those just to, find out how much is it going to be for my transfer. I think it's I want to say it's like $1,000. But it could be less than that. Dr. KILTZ does a very good job of keeping his pricing much more reasonable. But I would like to do something like that. But anyway, all of my proceeds from my t-shirts are going to go toward the baby. Go toward the Excellent. Baby. So I just wanted to mention that. So hopefully by the time I do my interview with Christy, I'll have it ready to go. I'll be on Meeting Wellness. It's a Saturday, the 25th. Oh, Thomas, I forgot. Is that okay that I announce that?
That's fine. Okay.
Boy,
my lights just flickered a little bit, so I'm hoping that's not something. All right. So, Lewis, and he had another question too, but it was kind of connected to like basically what you eat and stuff like that, like what's your day-to-day eating habits. So there was really no point in putting both out there and having you repeat twice. But he's asking if you sardine.
For the first time ever, yes. When Jerry did her little sardine cooking thing, it was like, I think it was on a Saturday. She did like several different recipes. I borrowed from that. I bought tallow for the first time ever. I bought tallow. I bought sardines. And I also bought the beef gelatin that she uses. So I bought those things, and yes, I did try to make some sardines. I was going to do a 3-day sardine fast, and I didn't make it. I made it 2 days. The third day, I don't know. It's like because I've dabbled back into the dark side with the carbs and the sugar, I'm just like, oh, I just need something, and that was the day that I got the Dr. Pepper. And I was like, oh, this isn't as great. But I never made it that third day with my sardine fast. But I will try again. I have a whole case. I got like 12 of them or something. So I have a whole case, but I do plan on doing it again. So I'm still a little creeped out by the bones. I got to pick them out. I don't know. I'm not. And again, as soon as I see a head, it's over. It's over. But the sardines that I have do not have heads. Thank goodness. They do have little fins though, but that kind of creeps me out too. But I just feed them to my cat. She loves it.
That's funny. All right. So yeah, and we all try to make money any way we can. You know, I have my bonfire, I have my shirt line, and you know, I had to buy me a coffee and all that stuff. And I do have the memberships. But I'm only partially monetized. I did not make 1,000 people yet. I'm close, but not yet. So we all are in that boat basically. Some are a little further along, but we're pretty much all in the same boat. So Manda is, oh my God, I'm so excited to be almost a grandma. So yes, you should be excited, Amanda. I've never been a grandpa, but I had to be a father first, you know, kind of. And thank you, Jonathan. Just gifted 1 Target Prime membership. So who just got the gift is what I'm wondering. So I actually had to go to my YouTube channel, the actual YouTube channel, to see who got the gift from Jonathan. So let's do that. We're going on a tour, everybody.
That's so great. It's so great that you guys can do these fun things.
You'll be able to eventually.
Oh, I know.
Aaron, the carnivore guy, just received the membership. So thank you.
Hey, good job.
And thank you, Jonathan, for that great gift, and welcome, Aaron. You know, like sometimes, you know, you forget, you really don't realize that you're not a member. And I noticed, like, you know, when you become a moderator, sometimes you think like you know, like I'm sure Peter right now, he's like one of my moderators, and he just won the one of the memberships from the 5, and I'm wondering if he's actually thinking to himself like, wait, wasn't I always a member? Because his thing's always blue. So like when you become a member, it becomes green, right? Like if it's normal, then it becomes green, and then if you become a moderator, it becomes blue. So he's probably thinking like, oh, you know, like my thing was never normal. It's always been blue. And it's like, wait, you mean there's green underneath there now? So let me.
I did not know the difference between the two. So thank you for explaining that.
Yep. If you're a member, you usually are in green until you become a moderator. Then you become blue. And Erin just says she finally hit her 10,000 steps. Erin, you do 10,000 steps every day. So I'm impressed, but you know, no more than I was yesterday with you. And she said it's been raining. So, all right, I'll give you that, Erin. I'll give you that. It's okay. It's true. I completely forgot 9 times. So the only thing I can think of is forgetting 9 times. Is what you forgot that you had children 9 times? Like that's pretty bad, Erin. It's like, wait, I had 10 children? I thought I only had the 1. I don't know if I admit that or not. At least not tell the 9 kids you forgot.
And by the way, Erin and Donna Ray, both of you guys, the challenges that you're doing it's so fun and it's so encouraging. You know, I do a few things here and there, but I was talking about this on Grandma Barbara's channel. I start things and then I don't finish anything, you know, and I don't know if that's an ADHD thing or if that's just me with my anxiety. Like, I don't know, but I'm so afraid that I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this challenge and I'm going to record it. And then like after 3 days, I'm just like, not going to do it again. So, but I am thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because the whole point of these channels for me is to watch other people do amazing things and provide encouragement to all of us. You know, again, regardless of why you're on this mission, it's encouragement. And I really like that. So who knows? maybe someday I'll do some videos. I'll challenge myself and get out there and do some videos. But
okay, so I just want to put
today.
this out there. Thank you very much, Papa Carnivore. He just bought me. I usually just show it right from my email. He just bought me 5 Hack Your Health. So Peter, thank you very much. I super appreciate it. I'm going to put it inside my savings, and I'm going to save it. I don't know if I'm going to be actually going to Hack Your Health. I announced on my last video that I just haven't been able to save up the money. You know, it's like one of those things. And so I'm going to still keep the money put aside. And if I can't go to Hack Your Health, then that money is going to be used for anything I get. It's still going to be used for one of the meetups. It just might not be Hack Your Health. I'm thinking the next one that would be in line would be Meat Stock. So, you know, so it's not the end of the world.
That's awesome.
You know, because I feel, okay, people are going to say like, all you need is like $1,000 to go, like for the plane ride and for the hotel. But I kind of feel I want more than that. I can't go on a trip for like 3 days after having no vacation after 25 years and not getting something to remember that trip by, you know, to just go, if that makes any sense. So I need to have some money set aside to get more. If I don't spend that money, great, but I want to have at least $1,500 to $2,000 saved up for the trip. So you know, but the concept of we're almost in August now, so the concept that since I haven't been able to put any money in due to medical bills and stuff like that, it's just so I'm going to leave that money into the Hack Your Health for now, from here on out, and any money that comes in is going to go right to that. So just to let you know. Last time we had Hack Your Health and people gave me money, I actually used it for the donation for the and I actually have it in my descriptions now. I'm going to have that in there for my roommate that is actually raising money for suicide awareness. So you know, which is pretty serious. You know, depression does hit us, and unfortunately people aren't as lucky as we are to find carnivore to keep us from having that issue. So you know, but to let you guys know, she did make her goal with our help. So let me just go in here. Seeing if I missed a few. Okay, just making sure. Okay. All right, so Peter says, I remember when my son was born and holding him in my arms for the first time and seeing him look back at me, and he looked like me and my dad, was the most special time in my life. Now Peter, you're going to get us to cry.
Yep, that's the secret up here. That's the thoughts become things that you know, I shoved away the thought of ever having children just because I thought it was best for me. Right. And now that's changed. And so yeah, I just, you know, we could do donor eggs if we needed to do that. But I told Josh, I said, I want to try at least one more time with trying to get an egg and then go from there. So, you know, if this doesn't work out, we're not done trying, but you know, maybe we'll go a different route. I don't know. So 100%, Jonathan, actions become experiences, and yep, just keep moving forward.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so I'm going to skip to this other question because it's connected to what Peter just said. He's talking to Amanda, but we're going to take it as if Peter's talking to all of us. My son is now 31 and has a daughter, Ellie Jean, who is 17 months, and a baby boy on the way next month. So congratulations, Peter, on becoming a second-time grandfather. So you're going to have to change your name from Papa Carnivore to Pappy Carnivore. You know, I mean, come on, Peter. And he's saying about you that we're going to have to start. She will be a fertile myrtle. So I'm thinking he's talking about you, that you will definitely have.
Well, I don't know about that, but if you are talking about me, there is a general consensus.
Who else is he talking about? Yeah.
We all kind of agree that due to the large size of the fibroid and the fact that it was right in the middle on top of my uterus, there's a thought that it was actually like compressing or squeezing my fallopian tubes. And that actually could be why I'm experiencing infertility. But I also know I have a lot of inflammation, did. And so that definitely could have been the leading cause, is the inflammation. And then, of course, the fibroid didn't help. But I do remember doing one of the physical tests that we had to do where they ran like fluid through my body to make sure that those tubes were open. And during that session, I was awake and they were like, oh boy, this is really taking a long time. They said that there weren't any blockages, but it was taking a long time for that fluid to finally like move through and make that full circle. And that was with me. I had to lay on my back and then my pelvis was up. So gravity then would have pushed that fluid back in toward my body. But even that, it took a long time for that fluid to move through there. So imagine if I was sitting up or whatever, I just don't know if that fibroid is actually what was creating my infertility or not. And that's another thing Josh and I have talked about, come November, I don't know, should we just try on our own and just see if something happens? Or should we just move forward with the transfer? But it goes back to what I was sharing with Amanda. Let's say we get pregnant naturally and all goes well and we have a little baby. I still have an embryo that's frozen. And I just, at this point in my life, because I've waited so long for that little embryo, I just cannot imagine not having it, not doing the transfer and actually having another child. I just can't imagine not doing that. So yeah. So I don't know what we're going to do, but we have a few months to think about it.
Yeah. I mean, no one ever really knows exactly what they're going to do. It takes, even when they think they know,
Yeah.
Like there's actually an old saying, well, it's a song actually, but it's also an old saying that if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So Liz from Black Box Warning TV. My daughter started labor at the hospital. Contractions dilated to 5 centimeters. Then the kid was like, nah, it stopped ever since. We are just hanging out, hoping it won't end like a Monty Python skit. Okay.
That's like right now?
I don't know. Is that right now, Liz?
She says we're just hanging out. So, oh my gosh, how exciting.
Yeah, congratulations there, Liz. And then Peter, eggs and butter are nature's perfect food along with beef and meat.
Yep.
Yes. You have no arguments for me on that one, Peter. Oh, she says a week ago. Yeah, so congratulations. Yeah, it kind of sounded like it was like right now. Like, well, first off, thank you for being here during this time. Yeah, I'd be on the edge of my seat.
The baby hasn't hatched yet.
Yeah.
You guys are still waiting for that baby to hatch then, huh, Liz?
Yeah.
Wowzers.
What did I just? Okay. So just Jerry, she says, yum. Tell us how Italo making is going, Desserae.
So I've got the fat, and 2 of the 7 containers I melted down into tallow. But I'm at a stall because the straining process, I'm having a difficult time just trying to like sort that out in my head. So I have this tallow that's been strained once. I don't have any cheesecloths, but I do have flour sacks. And so I poured all of the fat through a mesh strain basket, which then got completely clogged up, of course. And so I had to wipe that all out with a paper towel and throw it in the trash because I didn't want to do it down the drain. Then I melted it again, and then I ran it through that same strainer, but I put not a cheesecloth, the flour sack in there so it would go through that, and it did, and it worked really well. But now I have this flour sack with this grease stuff on it, and it's really gross, and it's just sitting on my counter. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with it. So sadly, my tallow project is at a standstill because I need to strain it again. I'm assuming through another flour sack towel. But I'm just like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the first towel. I don't want to throw it away. I don't know. Gemini told me that I could just put Dawn dish soap on it, let it set for like 5 minutes, and then like rub it and rinse it out, and it'll be fine. So maybe that's all I just need to do. I don't know. I'm just nervous. I'm not again, maybe this is an excuse, but I'm very transparent about the struggles I have in life because you never know if somebody else has the same struggle. But I'm fearful of the unknown. And that's what holds me back on doing like a lot of things, like making it all the way to the end. Is it going to be the way that I wanted? Is it going to turn out like it was supposed to? Am I doing it right? And because of that, I'm not very good at like, what do they call it? Like independent learning or independent teaching. I'm so like, oh, I don't know. But when someone like shows me, like someone sits here with me and they're like, okay, yep, that's right. And they're giving me the assurance. Yes, you're doing it right. Yes. Yep. You're good. Yep. That's correct. Then like my anxiety comes down and I can like, get through things a little bit easier. But when you're unemployed and you sit at home by yourself, I've got to find a way to work through some of that stuff. And it's not easy, but we're working on it. We're working on it. So the tallow project, it's not over. It's just, I don't know what to do with it right now. So it's just sitting there.
All right. So this is a question, but not for you or me. This is Isabel is here, and she's asking Liz, is this her first grandbaby? So Liz, if you can put it in the chats if this is your first one or not, that'd be great. Inquiring minds want to know. We want to know. All right. I don't know if you guys remember that commercial, from State Farm. Okay, so it's her second one, but her daughter, it's I guess her first child. So it's cool. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So I thought I had a question that accidentally got cut out. I'm trying to look for it and I'm not finding it. So if I looked like I was like kind of like, okay, is he paying attention? Well, I was, but I was also seeing if I can scroll in the chats and find, because I don't know why, but I guess I hit the button by mistake. And so if I did delete your question, whoever you are, I do apologize. I'm not 65, but I'm not spring chicken either, so my brain still goes all over the place. And Peter goes, I wouldn't be surprised if after Desserae has this first baby that she has a second baby naturally because of staying clean, high-fat carnivore or keto. I've seen it happened a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked by that either.
Yep. Yeah, so then it's like, okay, do we do the transfer first and then go back to the original concept of, well, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, because we just, we were just kind of like, well, I mean, the first few years when you're together with someone, like, obviously we were a bit more cautious, but, once you get past like the 7-year mark, then it was like, okay, if it happens, whatever, but we've been together for 12 years. So married for 2.
Okay, so just to let you guys know, today was my doctor's appointment. I saw my doctor for the first time. We never met each other until today. She seems okay, but I don't know if I'm going to last with her for too long, only because there are certain tests I want to have done, and she refused them. So, which is fine. I kind of expected that I would have to pay for my own tests. And Lewis, when I texted Lewis, he asked why she refused them. There's no logical reason why she refused them. Basically, the two tests was a C-peptide and fasting insulin. And a lot of doctors' attitudes of that nature is, well, you're already diabetic. Why do you need to check your insulin? And it's like the attitude that they have every time. So, there's nothing really you can do about it. I can't really afford to get another doctor right now. I want to get these tests done and find some things out, like I've been talking about. And I mean, she seems nice. She just like right away, she's like trying to force me on statins and all that crap. So I just don't know. I'll take the time to look for a better doctor, one that's more understanding to my wants and my needs, and go from there. But at least I have a
Yeah.
doctor now. So
Yeah. And speaking of labs, for me, I have not ran into that situation yet because I'm still new to exploring carnivore.
mhm,
But through the advice and the lessons that I'm learning from others in the community, I've known, I should do a fasting insulin so I can figure out where I'm at, because my dad's diabetic, my grandma's diabetic, I'm probably headed to be diabetic,
right,
So luckily, I have a hospital here in town. They allow me to pay for labs on demand. So you don't have to have a doctor's orders and you don't have to send it through insurance. And they're fairly reasonable considering what labs cost. Okay. So $20, $30, whatever, for me, that's reasonable compared to the other. But I've been able to utilize that as a resource. However, I'm having issues with my thyroid. And so um, through Dr. Amy Horniman, I need to get a reverse T3 test done. And that I can't do through that Brian on demand. So it was a little bit of a trick to try to figure it out, but I did find a clinic, kind of an on-demand, like Quest Diagnostics or something, and they were able to run it for me. So I've had to be a little creative, so I can just empathize with you in that regard,
right,
as far as trying to get the labs done.
right. All right, and I agree, Sharon, with the statement you had. Why would you get a fasting insulin when you are exogenous insulin? And C-peptide, yes. Uh, that's a good question. I would have to say my answer is it's what the patient wants. Um, not to be mean or anything like that, but if I request to have a lobotomy, then I should be able to get a lobotomy. I don't want a lobotomy, but
Right.
if that's something I want to have, and I like to get all of it. Obviously I am insulin resistant, but let's see how bad. Let's see how much of an insulin resistance I am. Loretta says, Desserae, if you're worried about rinsing the towel in the sink after soaking
Yeah.
it in Dawn, just use big bowl of warm water and dump it outside.
Of course. Yes, that totally makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I actually have a drain. So, oh my gosh, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
See that?
This is why you bring stuff up, because you never know what you're going to learn. I use Gemini for a lot of stuff because I have nobody to talk to. So me and Gemini hang out every day. And I'm always like, hey, Gemini, what if I did this? Or what if I did that? Like, help me figure this out. So even like this YouTube stuff, if you go to my YouTube channel, you're going to see, like, I don't know, I created my channel in like 2006 or 8 or something like that. I don't even know. But I created it because of my class that I was taking for college. So I created it for that, but I never used it. So I just repurposed it to create my own channel. And yeah, so I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I don't know all of the language and just trying to figure stuff out. So every time I watch, I learn a little bit more, you know, like streaming this to my channel. I've heard people say that. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, look for the button or just ask Thomas, like if I could stream it to my channel. So, so yeah, so I did that for the first time. And now you explained to me the difference between the green and the blue, and that's on people's names. So
I'm sure there's
slowly
other colors too.
figuring
They're
it
the
out.
only two that I know of. Just checking something out. All right. Yep. I have so many tabs. I hit the wrong one by mistake. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm just trying to think of, yeah, my brain sometimes gets into a fog. I'm sorry about that. So no, I mean, they were good questions, all of them. I had a good time. How about you, Desserae? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was great. I can't believe it's been almost 2 hours. I thought, oh gosh, I don't, you know, but I'm a chirper, so I could definitely make it to 2 hours. But I'm glad that you gave me that extra time. And I did want to mention something else about the t-shirts that I'm making. I want to give a quick shout out to Gary, who's the t-shirt maker in the carnivore community. I am using his platform to, first of all, get some shirts of my own that are carnivore. But I also ordered some different styles from him. So if you guys have not gone to Gary's Bonfire account, you should. He has lots of great stuff. You'll probably see many people in the community wearing his t-shirts. They're so fun, but I bought a few of them. I was really hoping that they would be here today so I could wear one for this interview, but they're not supposed to be here until the 17th. So I'm like, God, darn it. I ordered them a little bit too late, but I ordered different styles because I want to know like what, you know, what is it that I would potentially be selling. So thank you, Gary, for emailing me back and forth and just kind of nudging me in the right direction on that. And if anybody is looking for fertility related tops, I will hopefully have something out shortly, and I'll share that with everyone on my channel.
And just want to show this real quickly. So, and Sharon, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You know, it's why you have chats in there to say your opinions and stuff like that. But she's saying, sorry, Thomas, not saying you didn't ask for it. The point was that a fasting insulin cannot give you any data because it can't distinguish natural insulin levels when on insulin therapy. And that's absolutely true, which is why I actually thought that maybe the doctor saying no. Now, the reason why the doctor said no is not because of what made me think, but you actually are pretty close to what I was thinking afterwards. You know, you sort of think like, again, with the God, you know, like, you know, tell God your plans. And, you know, if you want to get him to laugh, you know, and I think that this actually fits in there. I already have my peptides tested. I already know what I am. I already have my fasting insulin test. I already know what that says, but I agree with you. So I'm getting less and less on having to take insulin. It's getting closer and closer. I feel like I could like taste the victory of getting off insulin altogether. So I think I know exactly how much it would cost to have it done. It's about $89, $90. So I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to wait until I'm fully off of insulin for a while. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's not my, you know, like my thing is just getting the A1C done, just getting off that insulin and going from there. So I don't know if it gives you some solace, but I'm not going to be on insulin. I'm not going to have my insulin checked just yet. I think it was kind of like God saying it's not time yet. Let's wait. And hello, Rick. You came just in time for us to be leaving. So, oh, before we go though, are you ready? So we just got 5 more coffees bought, this time from Liz from Black Box Warning. So thank you, Liz.
Oh,
I
that's
appreciate
amazing.
that. That's 5. That's 5 from Peter, 5 from Liz, and each coffee's $5. So that's $25 from both of them. So thank you guys. You don't know how much I appreciate this. I love you all. And so let me take this off the screen, and I'll have Desserae help me a little bit here. So if you could just stay on a couple minutes, Desserae, that'd be great. But
Of course.
live, love, heal, and I'll let Desserae finish this part. And for God's sakes,
And for God's sakes, eat a lot of meat. Eat the fat.